there was an issue of burial. In fact, based on the news articles that Christina uncovered, most of the coverage on the case at the time was more concerned with the bureaucracy surrounding the burial of the woman's remains rather than actually trying to determine her identity or who was responsible for her death. The question of who she was had already stumped investigators, but now another debate took center stage. Who was going to pay the $100 burial cost? You'd think that'd be a drop in the bucket for local government, but no, instead it turned into a bureaucratic hot potato. Strongsville, where the remains were found, insisted it wasn't their responsibility. Cleveland shrugged it off. Cuyahoga County pointed fingers in both directions. The welfare department refused to take the case, saying they only handled burials for veterans. The city's vital statistics office claimed it was a county matter. The county's veteran affairs office said that since the body was found in Strongsville, it was Strongsville's problem. But when Strongsville officials were asked about a supposed 1965 agreement stating municipalities were responsible for facilitating the burial of people with no money, nobody seemed to know whether it applied to unidentified bodies. Meanwhile, the woman's remains sat in limbo at the coroner's office, and without new information, there was nothing more they could do. In the end, it was decided she would be buried in Potter's Field Highland View Cemetery, the final resting place for those with no names, no history, and no family to claim them. White female bones, woman 82483. And that is where she spent the next 40 years, in limbo, waiting for a kind student to find her entry in the dusty archives and change her destiny. Christina updated the Reddit post with her findings and mapped out her next moves with precision, waiting, probably in vain, for a callback from the Metro Park Rangers, and to get this Jane Doe entered into Name US, the National Missing Persons Database, and reaching out to Berea PD, the first agency originally called to the scene. She also planned to contact the Western Reserve Medical Center, which had examined the skull, and check in with the Cuyahoga County Sheriff's Office, just in case some long-forgotten record was still gathering dust in their archives. Other Redditors were quick to voice their thoughts and offer assistance where they could, with one commenter saying, "It is really heartbreaking that most of the coverage was not focused on trying to identify her or discover what happened, suicide, murder, etc., but rather on interbureaucratic bickering over who had to foot the bill to bury her. That just makes me sad." And another commenter saying, "Wow, that's an impressive amount of research you did. Do you mind if I cross-post this to Web Sleuth's Unidentified Forum?" Christina responded enthusiastically, "Please, just let me know when/if you do. Here you go. I credited you." Her case eventually caught the attention of users on Web Sleuths, a popular true crime forum where amateur investigators and online sleuths gather to analyze cold cases, share findings, and piece together missing details. Christina Skates had been digging deeper while sharing her findings on the Web Sleuths thread. She started by checking Cuyahoga County's list of unidentified remains, the official record of the nameless, but Strongsville Jane Doe wasn't there. According to the system, she didn't exist. She wrote on the platform, "I have contacted about everyone I can so far. I'm new at this, so keep suggestions rolling." That's when a new amateur detective entered the chat. Carl Kopelman, who would soon become a pivotal part of this investigation, wrote on the platform, "Incidentally, I just spoke with the Cuyahoga MedX office about this case yesterday. They had contacted me regarding the 1981 Euclid Bosco Tech John Doe, and while I had her on the phone, I asked about this case. She couldn't find anything in her records about this Jane Doe, and was totally unaware of her existence. But why? Why was there seemingly no record of this unidentified victim? A mistake? A cover-up? The answer was chillingly simple. Ange Fisher from the Cuyahoga County MedX office looked in her system and discovered that she was not included with the other UID cases because the word unidentified was misspelled. But they have all the info on this case,